So the other day I was having a conversation with an older person who used the English phrase well-to-do. They said that their cousin was well-to-do, and I hadn't heard that phrase for a while, and it simply means that their cousin is rich. In English, when you say someone is well-to-do, it means they have lots of money. So in this English lesson, I thought I should teach you 7 more phrases, 7 more vocabulary words and phrases that we use when we talk about people who are wealthy, people who are rich, people not like me. I still have a mortgage and a car loan, and I have to work every day to pay the bills. But some people in this world have lots of money. Some people are well-to-do. And in this English lesson, I'll teach you a whole bunch of words you can use to talk about them. This next phrase is kind of similar, and it's the phrase well off. When you say someone is well off, it means they have lots of money. I'm not sure exactly what the origin of these phrases are. If you say someone is well-to-do or well off, it doesn't sound like a phrase you would use to say they have lots of money. But if I was to say my brother is well off, or my cousin is well off, it means they have lots of money. It means they don't have to even go to work every day, probably. They just have lots of money and they can buy whatever they want whenever they want. So if you say someone is well off, once again, it means they have lots of money. So I know sometimes you guys want to know the common way to say things, the way that people say it in everyday English. If I was to describe someone as rich, I would probably say they're loaded. Again, in English, if you say someone's loaded, it simply means they have lots of money. If someone opened their wallet and they had all kinds of $100 bills in their wallet, if they had thousands of dollars in their wallet, I would think, ooh, that guy is loaded. That guy must be really, really rich. So in everyday English, that's probably the word I would use to describe someone who is wealthy. Wow, she's loaded, or wow, he's loaded. He has lots of money. The next phrase is a really long phrase, and it's the phrase doing well for themselves. When you say someone is doing well for themselves, it means they have lots of money. If I saw a guy driving a Lamborghini, I would think to myself, wow, he's doing really well for himself. This could mean that they're rich. It could also mean that they have a job that pays lots of money, and therefore they're probably quite wealthy as well. But if I see someone with something really nice, like a really fancy sports car or a gigantic house so big that I would call it a mansion, I would say, wow, that person must be doing really well for themselves. They must have a lot of money, and they must also be earning a lot of money. They're doing really well for themselves. This next phrase that you would use to talk about someone who is rich is even bigger. It's even longer than the last one. And it's the phrase, more money than they know what to do with. More money than they know what to do with. I should make some room so I could put that above my head. More money than they know what to do with. This is a phrase we use to jokingly talk about someone who is wealthy. This is a phrase where when we just want to say it in a funny way, we might say this, wow, John just won the lottery and now he has more money than he knows what to do with. Basically what we're saying is that they could buy everything they want to buy. They could pay off all their debt and then still have money, still have all kinds of money in the bank. And they would have more money than they know what to do with. So you can't see it right now, but over there by the picnic table, we also have our fire pit where we sometimes have campfires in the summer. And this reminds me of the phrase money to burn. When someone is really wealthy, when they're really rich, we might say they have money to burn. They are so rich that if they burnt money and that money turned to ash, they wouldn't even notice because they have so much money in the bank. So over there, I'm not sure if you can see the picnic table. It's kind of covered in snow today, but a little bit past that is our fire pit. We do not burn money in our fire pit. I do not have money to burn, but I'm sure there are some people in the world that are so wealthy, they have money to burn. I don't think they actually burn the money. I think it's just a saying that you can imagine that they might do something like that. I can't think of anyone who would actually burn money. That would just be a little bit silly. Another kind of funny phrase that we use to talk about wealthy people or rich people is the phrase filthy rich. Now, when you're filthy, it means that you're dirty. Like if you play in the mud, you'll get filthy. You'll have mud on your hands. But sometimes when we talk about rich people, we say they're filthy rich. I'm not sure what the origin of this phrase is either. I'm not sure what being filthy has to do with having lots of money, but you might hear this on TV. You might hear this in a movie. You might hear them say, oh, that guy is filthy rich, or that lady is filthy rich, meaning they just have so much money. I guess they're covered in money. I'm not sure why we use this phrase, but we do often say that someone is filthy rich. My microphone was black when I came out, but now it's covered in snow. I'll have to dry it out when I get back inside. By the way, I do actually like making English lessons outside. Anyways, last phrase about rich people is the phrase to be made of money. Basically, if you know someone who sits in the front row at a sporting event, or someone who drives a really fancy car, you might say, wow, they are made of money. I should clean my lens here a little bit. I see snowflakes landing on it as I make this video. So there you go. A few phrases you can use to talk about rich people in English. And once again, I am not a rich person, but I did hear someone use the phrase well-to-do, and then that created a whole English lesson for you. Anyways, thanks for watching. If this is your first time here, don't forget to click that red subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Go outside and enjoy the weather. Hopefully it's not like this where you are. And I will see you in a week with another video. I'll see you this Friday with a live stream, and thanks for watching. Bye.